Hello, everyone. You're listening to First Light Fridays, your monthly showcase of Indigenous culture, music, and conversation. My name is Jenelle Duval, and I am a Mi'kmaq woman and mother living and working in St. John's as the Arts and Culture Coordinator for First Light. And I'm delighted and maybe a little bit nervous to be your host for this, our debut episode. So, about this show. First Light Fridays is a monthly show that you'll hear right here on CBC Radio and online. The name of the show, as you may have guessed, is a play on the name of the organization that I work with. And of course, that's First Light St. John's Friendship Center. First Light is a nonprofit that serves the urban Indigenous and non-Indigenous community by providing programs and services rooted in the revitalization, strengthening, and celebration of Indigenous cultures and languages. This is done in the spirit of trust, respect, and friendship. So growing up in Kadamcook, I didn't often hear our music, people, or any Indigenous content on the radio. And I would imagine that that is the experience of many people in Newfoundland and Labrador. Well, we are in a position to change that through this amazing collaboration with First Light and CBCNL. First Light Fridays will cover a range of topics, like the diversity of Indigenous arts and music, from celebrating Indigenous artists and listening to their best tunes, to highlighting social commentary of the issues that matter most to Indigenous communities. This next half hour is your space to be brave and to get connected. On today's show, we will be talking about Spirit Song Festival 2020. In its 8th installment, the festival takes up space in St. John's through a visible celebration of Indigenous arts and culture. We are going to highlight some of the unique events and meet some of the artists and performers, including an Inuk woman who's helping revive throat singing in an urban setting, and beloved Labrador musicians, Silver Wolf Band, on honoring their traditional roots and what inspires their music. But first,
how's everybody doing? 100%.
Let's rewind to last year's festival and chat with one of my faves.
Jerry Cans, we're the Jerry Cans.
Iqaluit band, the Jerry Cans. I first saw them back a few years ago during Inuit Blanche at the Ship, then again at Folk Festival, and I was completely blown away. There's no question we had to invite them to Spirit Song Festival. They headlined last year, and we sat at the Alt and had a chat about all kinds of things, about what makes them the gem of the North. One of the things that I remember actually about your performance at the Folk Festival was a song called Mamakdu. Am I saying that right?
Yeah. Mamakdu, yeah.
Oh, Mamakdu, yeah. So in Newfoundland, we have such a huge sealing culture, and like it's one of the things that I know you said kind of brings Newfoundland and Nunavut together in a common way. So let's talk about that.
Yeah, that's a song it was the first song we ever wrote in Inuktitut. But I've used music as a way to kind of learn Inuktitut and expand my knowledge of it a little bit. And Mamakdu was the first song we ever sang, and it's about seal hunting. And we travel all over the world to Australia, Cuba, Germany, where there's some very anti-sealing, anti-seal hunting tendencies in the public. And so when we were showing up to St. John's, we're like, we do not have to worry about that here. This is going to be perfect. Because we actually have had some resistance and have had some interesting reactions to our proud singing about seal meat and eating seal meat and making things with seal meat and just having seal hunting as part of the way we do things. So it was wicked to be in St. John's and not have to worry about that at all and really feel the love on that, because sometimes we go into places where it's a bit of a battle, and it was like home being here for sure.
We kind of got into talking about the importance of incorporating Indigenous languages into our music, which is something that I think all across Canada we're seeing a trend in the revitalization of Indigenous languages. And I just would like you to take a look at this word because it's the title of one of your songs, and I've been trying to pronounce it for days. And yeah, if you could maybe help me say what this word is and maybe what this song is.
That song is Iqanaya Humangitunga. Your turn.
Iqanaya Maktatiguna. Is that good?
You know what? I have that was very good. That was very good. We were very positive, encouraging, constructive criticism. We struggled so hard to get any Inuktitut music on the radio, national radio in Canada, and we had and this is something we've talked about quite a bit, but there was always lots of, not resistance, but not support for it, and maybe an assumption that people wouldn't be into it on CBC, on all these different radio platforms. And I have to give a shout out in Newfoundland to Tom Power, because the first time that song came out, he said, "You're listening to CBCQ, and this is," and he rolled through it, and that's exactly what we need more of all across this country. Even if you feel shy or you feel like you're going to screw it up, not that you screwed it up, Tom. Just kidding, maybe you did. But you should engage and put yourself out there, because it's not going to be, with language, with figuring out all of these challenging issues, it's not going to be an easy path to do. So you have to kind of go out on a limb a little bit. And so I always respected that. And I always tell that story about Tom on national radio, taking a risk in saying this. And that's what I've gone through in learning Inuktitut, was putting myself out there all the time, getting laughed at by entire audiences of people up north, or family, or anybody that's kind of, you make mistakes, but that's still something that is very important to go through in order to fix the things that are kind of out of balance right now. So, iqanaya umangitunga.
Walalin Nakmek to Andrew Morrison, lead singer of the Jerry Cans, for that conversation at last year's Spirit Song Festival. This is Jenelle Duval, and you're listening to First Light Fridays, a brand new show right here on CBCNL, exploring all things Indigenous in this province and beyond. Still to come on the show.
So I think if you're from Labrador and you listen to our lyrics, you'll hear a lot of that in there.
Silver Wolf Band of Labrador, performers and headliners at this year's Spirit Song Festival. We'll talk about the inspiration behind their music and how they keep their traditional roots alive. But right now, what you're hearing right now is a wicked track called Lamb Back from Ottawa-based First Nations recording artist Tribe Called Red, mixed with an innovative throat singing piece. This new twist on the song is local singer Jenny Williams, who worked on the piece for this year's theme and brand relaunch of Spirit Song. Jenny is going to be performing at this year's Spirit Song Festival alongside another amazing throat singer that I had the honor to speak with. That's Tabitha Blake.
My name is Tabitha. I'm originally from Riglet, Nunatsiavut, but I reside here in St. John's. I didn't get into throat singing until I came out here in St. John's around in 2007, when I met with Jenny, actually, and we were part of a drum group, and we did Inuit drumming and throat singing, and then the rest is just history. It all snowballed from there. The sounds that you hear are from nature, and you're mimicking those sounds, what you hear, and you have a partner, and what you're doing is there's a leader and a follower. So the leader will lead with the sound, and the follower will follow with doing the same sounds, but at a different time, sort of like an echo, which will come together and make the throat song. Well, I've always enjoyed performing and sharing my knowledge in throat singing, and I don't know, I think I feel kind of selfish because I do it more for myself as a way, because especially during COVID, like, to throat sing with someone now, it's kind of like, well, nobody really wants to get together because of social distancing, so it's actually something that I'm looking forward to. It's always something I enjoy, and it's fun. I definitely am teaching my children how to throat sing. My oldest daughter, she's doing really well. She knows about 3 or 4 different songs now, and she did perform with me at one time for her school, and now I feel like she has the performing bug. She enjoys it, and every time she hears that I have to go perform, she always says she wants to come. So I'm just happy to hear that she's enjoying it enough to say that she wants to continue doing it as well, and just knowing all that is just enough for me to see that it's going to continue on to other for generations to come. Shedding light on the throat singing collective, that's going to be a continuation. It's not going to be stopping. So that's good to know too, because it's something that has to continue on as well.
That's Tabitha Blake. She is performing at Spirit Song Festival on Saturday, November 21st. You can get all the details by following Spirit Song Festival on social media. I'm Jenelle Duval, and this is First Light Fridays, a monthly show about what it means to be Indigenous in Newfoundland, Labrador, and beyond. Silver Wolf Band is a great group of men singing about the beauty and resilience of Labrador. Their most recent video is stunning and really highlights the strong women who have made Labrador shine. Here's Silver Wolf Band talking about Woman of Labrador.
Woman of Labrador, children round your cabin door, wondering when daddy will be home.
Woman of Labrador, we decided to put that on the record because we wanted to do 3 traditional songs that are traditionally Labradorian songs that have been done before by other people, but we wanted to kind of take them and make them our own. So we wanted to kind of pull Labrador into sort of a creative process about what we were doing. So one of the ideas that we came up with was getting people to submit footage, like video footage and also pictures of all the women in their lives, the grandmothers, their mothers, sisters, aunts, all that kind of stuff, and get pictures of them doing stuff out on the land. And then we would put that together kind of in a montage sort of slideshow almost. You can see it on our YouTube channel, or the best way to see it is probably on Facebook. Just search Silver Wolf Band, and our Woman of Labrador video is gonna most likely pop up as one of the first things you see. Woman of Labrador tells a story of a trapper's wife, and I think it's just a beautiful way to kind of honor the resiliency, the strength of women who lived that lifestyle during that time. And I think it also highlights a really important part of a partnership. You know, the trapper would be gone away providing for his family while his wife would be home doing the same thing, hunting, fishing, gathering, but while taking care of sometimes up to 12, 15 kids. And I think it's just incredible, and it's a story that you don't often hear, especially that side of the story. And I thought, you know, that song was well written, and so we took that and we thought, let's refresh this and get it back into the minds of people in another way. And I think we did a great thing with it, and I feel like it's not even ours, it's everybody's now, especially because of the video and how much people contributed to that process. What inspires our music a lot is basically where we're from. We write about the normal things like love and loss and all that kind of cool stuff, but one of the things I think that inspires me as a songwriter is one of my favorite bands, which is Tragically Hip. You know, they write songs that appeal to everybody, but if you kind of dig deep into the lyrics, there's a lot of Canadian references and that sort of thing. So I think if you're from Labrador and you listen to our lyrics, you'll hear a lot of that in there. So, you know, I think our newest album, Storms and Prayers, was kind of described as like a beautiful look into like in the haunting mystery of Labrador, and I thought, you know, that's kind of cool. I probably muddled that up a little bit, but you know, the sentiment's the same. I think our band draws a lot from where we're from when it comes to writing our music.
Well, that was a pretty jam-packed half an hour, and I'm so glad to have brought you the first of many First Light Fridays. We'll be back again next month. That's the second Friday of December. I'm Jenelle Duval, and it's been really wonderful to be here with you. See you soon, and thank you, everyone.